So in this case study, I will show you how I saved £2,700 to Joss. So this short video is going to be cut into 4 pieces. First of all, we're going to be talking about why should you listen to me? Because we've just met, you don't know me. So I'm going to tell you that. Number 2 is I'm going to show you what sort of steps that we take to get Joss from where he was and how he encouraged sort of the ideas that we planted in his head throughout the meetings to make sure that he shops around. So that's number 2. Number 3, we're just going to show you how we altered his clothes to make sure that they are the best fit. How much do we spend on each part of alteration? And lastly, I'm going to show you the summary of all of it so you can make up your own mind what to do next. But first of all, let's have a quick look at data analysis. So Barclays Consumer Spending Index. Every year Barclays does it. It asks people about their spending habits. One of the things is weddings, and one of the things within the wedding, they asking people about spending on their attire. And what you can see here from the screen, that 2/5 of people saying that they're overspending. So that's very interesting because of the supply cost and things like that. It's something to do with this effect that wedding money has over other suppliers. So as soon as you mention that you are looking for flowers, for a suit, for cars, for photographers, if you mention the word wedding literally straight after what you want, it doubles the price. So that's a sad fact, but that's true. Also, we've seen as well that Brits avoid, in general, cutting corners on purchase for the wedding. That's their big day. They don't want to cut corners, so they borrow, they ask friends for help, they ask family for help. And you can see also that 38% of people going over budget. So that's very interesting statistic. And you can see here on your right as well that 43% usually spend on wedding dress, around 24 is on bridesmaid, and around 1/3 of the budget that we have for the attire is actually spent on suits. So who am I? We've just met, you don't know me. My name is Michael and I'm the owner of the Bespoke Tailoring here in the heart of Liverpool in the Albert Docks. You will see me there, you'll see my other tailors there, you will probably meet my seamstresses along the way. We obviously made some suits for footballers, celebrities and TV personalities over the years, but always it gives me the biggest pleasure to actually be making suits for people who are getting married. I think it's something special about that, the idea that I'm going to be then part of all the conversations going forward for years to come. You know, people are going to show the pictures and that suit's going to look nice. Oh, and these suits that we chose looked perfect for the day. And it's me and you creating that together. That's something special. And also here we have a variety of different reviews from people. You can see a lot of people here talking about wedding and wedding reviews. This is our bread and butter every year, February, March, April, May. Every year we are getting involved with many wedding suits. And if nothing's going to come out of it, at least you will know all of this. So it's absolutely for free. These are the best kept secrets that tailors will never talk to you about, but I'm going to share this with you today in this video, all of those things that we use to make sure we get the deal done. But this you're going to get for free. The knowledge is free. So first of all, when I meet my newlyweds or brides to be, grooms to be, etc., I then first ask them the question, how is your wedding looking like? Have you got the idea in your head of what the background is doing? What are the guys wearing? What's the color theme of the wedding? Is it more of a rustic wedding? Is it more of a tuxedo style wedding? What is the dad of the groom? What is the dad of the bride wearing? Show me what's in your head here. So you can see here on your right, we've got Callum and his beautiful 3-piece. We've made the same for his dad. Then you've got Owen, that's the client in London. We made a suit for him, his brother, and his dad. All of them identical. There was one tiny bit of change on the waistcoat for Owen because he was obviously the groom. Then on the left, you've got another group of guys. We made a suit for the main guy. The rest of it, we've just altered the suits the same in the suit below. But there are all different concepts of suits. So what is your concept for your suit? Then what we usually suggest to people is book a meeting with a tailor. Here's I am with a guy called Alfie Best. We were making his tuxedo for premiere of his movie in Cannes last year. And basically, I always say this: meet the tailor. It's fairly easy to do, and I'm literally even giving you a script here what to say to a tailor to get his attention. It's fairly easy to find. It's fairly easy to book. Do it right now. Do the first thing before you start searching for a lot of other things like shoes, suits, alteration places, hire, etc., etc. Book a call or book an appointment with a tailor. Then what I did is I broke down everything what we're going to talk about today into 4 or 5 different sections. We're going to be talking about suits, we're going to be talking about shoes, we're going to be talking about negotiation, alteration, and also I'll give you some idea of what we've done as well for past clients. So £2,700 that you saw on the first page, that was for the client called Joss, and we're going to be using him as an example going forward when we're going to be talking about these things. And each individual category here has got a saving next to it. So we're going to be breaking them down and telling you how we actually come up with that amount and what was the reason behind it, the same as the alteration, the same as negotiation, the same as some video testimonial, and what you should do next. So let's start with the suits. So with the suits, you've got some options for ready to wear. And I always say this: let's say you have a suit that you would like to be maybe grey with a navy, or maybe some light brown with a dark brown trousers, etc. You already have a concept in your head. Then you have to find a store that does it. And first one that comes in my mind, of course, is Next. Everyone knows Next. Next is a very popular shop in the UK. They have a promotion every summer, beginning of summer season, which is kind of about now, which is February, March. They have sale on. So for instance, here you can see £120 for the 2-piece suit is a bit of a bargain. It's a 4-way stretch, amazing suit, very easy. And I put a little scale there as well, so you can see all the cost effectiveness, reliability, and performance. It's a good suit, very cost effective. So Next should be your thing to look at when it comes to wedding suits. Then a friend of mine sent me this today. This is another Next outlet this time, but look at those prices. Those prices, they are unbelievable. £10, £11 for the jacket, £5 for the waistcoat. If you really want to tight the budget, this possibly could be your choice as well. So have a think of what your wedding theme is, and I'm sure you'll find some here in Next outlet. Next one is this company called Scopes. This is very interesting, probably unusual company. You probably haven't heard of them before. They are also having some suits in popular stores like Suits Direct or Next, so you can see those suits there as well. One good thing about Scopes that is different. So a 3-piece suit here on the screen probably costs around £220. But they're very good at very big sizes. 62 regular is something that they pretty much have in any grey, navy, black suits, which are huge sizes. Normally, shops go to 56, 58, but they go 62. Massive, big, amazing, with a tiny bit of elastin. So good price to value ratio as well. Scopes. Go and check them out. Another one is obviously good, an old Marks and Spencer. This has to be here because this suit manufacturer has been around for years. Why I've included them here is because of some of the designs they're coming up with. So the reliability and performance is actually quite good on those. They're not the cheapest suit on the market, but even have a look at the beautiful double-breasted waistcoat with lapels. That's not very often that you see that. So Marks and Spencer is going a bit more flamboyant than maybe your next of this world that are very safe brands. Marks and Spencer sometimes is going slightly above and beyond. It's going into this sartorial excellence with their waistcoats and jackets sometimes. Next one is one that people don't usually know about, is Mr. Guild. It's a company based in London. We used their suits for Joss's wedding, so the ones that you're going to be seeing in this case study is actually from this company. Good discount if you buy loads. You can talk directly to the owners of the company, so you can kind of negotiate even better, and they're very competitive when it comes to pricing, but also they're aggressively advertising. So if you can come to them without advertising and you just say, I want to buy 5 suits, they didn't spend any money to acquire you as a customer, you've got negotiation power. They've got a good choice when it comes to wedding suits. Another one that maybe you haven't heard of is this, called Suit Culture. You've probably seen some of those pictures, maybe on Instagram or somewhere, because they keep floating about, maybe on Pinterest, where they have this beautiful combination of the top and the bottom slightly different. So you can see they kind of contrasted these out nicely. So maybe that's also an option. Very, I would say, fairly inexpensive when it comes to a 3-piece suit in 2 tones, which is very unlikely that you're going to find in any other shops. Usually brands don't like to break these up too much, but this brand don't mind that whatsoever. This one is also an interesting one because none of the other brands that I showed you previously, for instance, does morning coat. So if morning coat is your thing and you don't want to hire, there is this company called Aristocracy of London. They are very high quality, ready to wear, but for instance, they can do this beautiful morning coats. They would come in beautifully packed as well, so you can just even gift that to someone, and it looks pretty cool. Slightly higher price, so in terms of cost effectiveness, maybe not so much. Make sure if you buy a morning coat that you're going to wear it again and again. This one is my wild card. This is a shop called JJ Donnelly. I found it on Instagram, and they are, I mean, look at some of those prices they have here on Instagram. You can message the owners direct here. It's not a big shop, but they've got Cavani, I think Vici or someone else. They've got a few ready-to-wear brands that you've probably heard of before. But look at some of those prices. If you are 8-10 months away from your wedding, maybe it's worth asking guys like these for a special offer. When it comes in, ask them to message you when the offer is in, and maybe they have your color, they have your design. Maybe you can, snap a bit of a bargain with people like them. Overall, for Joss's suits, we've saved over £1,200 just because he wanted to go Hugo Boss. We moved him to Mr. Guild and got a bit of a discount. Next is shoes. Shoes are also very important. Hopefully we sorted the suits out now, and we kind of know what we're doing. We know who to contact. We know where to find those bargains. What about shoes? Most of the shops that you saw above, they have some shoes as well, but I want to show you brands that maybe you haven't heard of. One of those is Oswin Hyde. Actually, these shoes were chosen by Joss and his party when we actually were making suits for them, and I think they had buy one get one half price, so those prices are just the regular prices. You can probably get a better price if you message Oswin Hyde for some discounts, especially if you buy 5 or 6 different pairs of shoes. Mr. Monroe, that's also good. They are very good for one reason. I put them on the list because they have very unusual colors. You can see kind of wine colors, tan, navy, some burgundy, some navy with a bit of a tartan in it as well. So kind of unusual when it comes to shoes for weddings, maybe more rustic as well, and their clearance section is quite good as well. So Mr. Monroe is another one that I'm a fan of. Good old TK Maxx. If you want to get some nice brands, even Jeff Banks, maybe they are good, but very unusual. Look at the shape of that shoe, right? Sort of kind of a single mon strap with this sort of top. It looks like a very soft calf leather as well, beautiful. For 60 quid, that's probably a bit of a bargain as well. So if you buy maybe one or two pairs of shoes, I would definitely go TK Maxx and try to find something there, try to find a bargain. Next one here is obviously eBay. eBay has to be there. I wouldn't buy shoes from Amazon, but I would buy shoes from eBay. eBay still has got a very good selection of ties and shoes and maybe even some suits if you're going to get good reviews. eBay is still a good place for that, whereas Amazon isn't. But I would still go for eBay when it comes to shoes. 60 quid shoes, they're looking good. I really like them. With Jossis and his crew, we saved over £500. They wanted to go Hugo Boss, wanted to go Reese. We moved them onto Oswin Hyde. We had probably an average of £40 per pair. And also, I think they got us some extra pairs for like dads and things like that, that maybe were not included in the original bunch. So we saved them a lot of money on shoes. So hopefully you can save yourself some money on shoes as well. Let's talk about alteration next. That's a third pillar in all of this. So this is how we can also save money. That's a further saving. There is 3 types of alterations that we recommend: the jacket, the pants, and the shirt. And in the jacket, you shouldn't be spending more than 50 quid. If someone's charging you 200 quid for alteration of the jacket, you overpriced, so they're overpriced, so you're overpaying. But also maybe they're making too many changes, which means that probably you bought the wrong size to start off with. So 50 quid should be your budget. 50 quid on trousers, if anything, but that's probably even less, because usually you taper the trousers, maybe you do some little adjustments on the waist, and also shirt alteration, so you can go side seam, maybe some sleeve on the biceps or something like that. But if you are going to do it, this is the reason why you should do it. Have a look at this. This is a picture of a friend of mine. They didn't go through me. They just bought their suits. They went to a wedding without asking me for help, which is okay. But have a look. They're now going to have to be looking at those pictures for the rest of their lives. They're going to be looking at those, open the catalogue, and seeing this every time they're going to look at the pictures. And 5 years from now, the view of wearing suits and how they should look could change, but they cannot change this. This will never be changed unless AI changes it. But this is the choice that they've made, because maybe they didn't know or they didn't want to spend extra money on alteration, but that could be just to completely transform this suit. For Josh's party, because we sourced the suit, we sourced the shoes, we also managed to, the alteration cost was only tiny. It was 20 quid here, 15 quid here, 10 quid there, as opposed to 50, 50 and 20. So overall, for those 5 suits for Josh's party, we actually saved £500. So that's why you should consult a tailor. You should go through it. You should go through the suits, shoes and alteration with the same party. Last but not least is this negotiate with shops. Imagine you go to a shop and you tell them, okay, listen, I want to spend 1,500 quid, £2,000 with you on some shoes, suits, shirts. What can you give me? So let's say your budget is here, but you want to get there. They could easily be convinced to kind of give you this value for this price. If you're going to up your budget slightly, they will definitely going to come down on this value, because they don't want you to walk away with this kind of money and to go to other shops. They'll try to do their best. Can you give me a suit? Yeah, I'll buy a suit, but can you give me a shirt as a part of that? Yes, we probably can, because they're making that shirt for £5, and they sell it to you as a £45 shirt. It's not a £45 shirt, right? So what about cufflinks? 20 quid? They're not 20 quid. They're 5 quid. They're 3 quid, cufflinks. So you can get the value of that for a lot less, but only if you're going to spend huge amount of money. So when you thinking of buying some suits, go to one shop, even if that shop has got some shoes and some other things that you like. Go and tell them that exactly, that you've got some money to spend, how they can help you spend that money. And with Jossis, we have saved him £500 on this, because we went to Mr. Guild and we basically told them, listen, we've got that amount of money to spend. What can you give us? So they give us some good discounts there as well. And you will not hear what Joss is saying, but you've got a transcript here on your right. But the most important thing is that you can see some suits that we've made here for Joss, and that was exactly the process. So the process, the guys coming here, 5 or 6 guys at the same time. We've got the suit, we bought the right suits as well, which then means minimum alteration as well, which is very important. And then alteration, it will be like literally taking up the sleeves, maybe taking in the shirt slightly, making sure that the guys felt 100%. That was our job. So not only we bought suit and shirts and shoes, and we've already done some alteration, but we secured some good discount when it comes to negotiation. And this exactly what I want you to do when you're going to be hunting for your wedding suits. So in summary, this is what we did: suits, shoes, negotiation, and alteration. Each of those brought some savings to Joss's wedding. And eventually we've also done, which wasn't mentioned, we've also done on the back of the waistcoat, we printed custom lining. So each of those groomsmen has its own lining associated with Joss. So some of them are them standing together as a brotherhood, things like that. Just something that it's super special for their weddings. So all of those come in to £2,700 worth of saving on this particular case with Joss. But you now know what to do. You know how to negotiate it. You know how to strike a good deal. And then when you do that, you're going to get some good, serious value when it comes to that. So I applaud you to do that. I'm going to leave you with this. This is obviously Idrissa Gana Gueye, Everton football player. We made his suits now for a few years. This presentation is all you need to get started, to get your saving at around the same level to what we did with Joss. If you need help, I'm here to help. You can always WhatsApp me and we can get the conversation. You remember one of the first slides we did was book a session with a tailor. And if you feel that you are ready for one, just send me a message on WhatsApp and we can get the conversation started as well. Awesome. I hope you're going to get the savings too as well. It's Michael. Ciao.